Hi fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined I'm joined now by the one and only Roy Jones Jr. Okay, just so you guys know, this is 2.0, because the first time we did the interview yesterday, unfortunately had like some sort of audio issues.
Her cable got kind of wind up, and it was shocked because I was in the UK, so her cable was surprised, so it didn't act right.
It didn't act right, exactly. We just finished the press conference today. Everyone's very, oh, is that your phone? Okay. Everyone's always very enamored when you walk through the door. I mean, you are a legend. Everyone respects you very much, and you being in Chris Eubank's corner only sort of solidifies what Chris has been telling everybody, which is how serious he is, how ready he is to sort of put himself back out there and get these big name fights. Just tell me a bit about what training's been like with him and sort of where the mentality of Chris Eubank Jr. has been.
Training has been nothing but the best for him. It's been one of the most turning events of his life, I'm sure, because he's never been in the gym where he was in a situation where he could listen to other people. Now he gets to listen to me because he knows what I know. He knows my track record. So anything he needs to better himself in, he knows that I can address that issue or address that situation. We built a very good trust bond amongst one another. He's like one of my guys, you know what I mean? And I just really enjoy training because it's hard to find guys that can carry out what you teach. Chris can carry out pretty much anything that I teach him.
And you know, there's always the old saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but in this instance, you know, you're saying that there's been a lot of adjustments being made, helping Chris moving forward. Can you sort of tell us a bit about what you saw, like when he first walked in, the adjustments that you felt that if he had just done a few tweaks, that he would be that much better of a fighter?
Well, that's all he needs is a few tweaks, and he's not really an old dog. He's kind of young still, but you just kind of add to his game. Like, he's a very good combination puncher. If you teach him how to take smaller breaks between those combinations, instead of going all the way up and going all the way down and going all the way up and going all the way down, you teach him how to go up, but not as high. Just go almost that far, then you don't have to go down as far, because now you close that gap from active to inactive. We're trying to bring that up to where the inactive ain't so far away from the active. We want the inactive and the active to be close. You understand? So we make a balance. We got everything. That's all he really needs.
Roy, looking back at his previous fights, the two that he has lost, have you guys been able to watch them together?
We haven't watched them together. I've watched them. He's watched them, I'm sure. But like I said, to me, those were just things about knowing boxing, understanding the setup game. If he had those things then, he wouldn't have lost those fights. But like I said, until you understand that from somebody who knows it, who can make you understand what that is, you don't get it.
His promoter, Callie Sauerland, said that after he lost the fight in the World Boxing Super Series to George Groves, George Groves, he said to him, like, look, you need somebody in your corner. You need someone that's going to help you with direction and give you, that one voice. Everyone needs that one voice in their corner. When you look back at those losses, do you feel that the outcome would have been vastly different had you been there beside him?
I'm not going to say that. I mean, you never know because I wasn't there, but I do think that me being with him now would make a total different situation with him going into either of those fights now, because now he feels confident because I give him knowledge of boxing. Knowledge of boxing builds confidence. So I know the confidence is going to be different, the reaction is going to be different, the outcome of the whole situation is going to be different.
So what can we expect on fight night? I know that because he's been out of the ring, it's important to take the rounds in right now. But at the same time, I know Chris Eubank Jr., he's very eager to put on a show and make a statement, especially because he wants the fights with the likes of Canelo and Triple G, and he really sort of has to stand out as a star to really get those fights. So, what can we expect?
Well, what I expect is Chris Eubanks to be Chris Eubanks. Chris Eubanks comes from a bloodline of guys who know how to cherish the moment. They know how to go out there and shine whether the lights are on or whether the lights are off. So he's a guy who is in his DNA. He has no other choice but to perform. That's what his birthright is. He's a performer by nature, by birth. So I know that he'll go out and perform. It's just that we'll try to make sure we work on closing the gaps between when he excels and when he decreases. We want to make it where he excels, but not so much that you can't go back and excel again right away. So that's what I love about him. He's a very smart guy. He's very explosive, and I think you'll see some of that explosiveness come Saturday night.
There was a time in your career where there could have been a fight between you and Eubank Sr. that we didn't see happen, but is it funny how sort of, everything sort of came full circle and here you are training his son?
Because quite naturally, had we fought back in the day, it would probably be no way that I would be teaching his son now, so God knows best, you know what I mean? So it was neither one of us, we never needed to fight one another because he had animosity with guys over here in his part of the world. I had issues with guys in my side of the world, so that was never a big reason for us to try to come together. And when I got a chance to unify the titles, I think I was light heavyweight. He probably still was middleweight or super middle, so he wasn't really on my radar at that point either. But I didn't stay middleweight long. I left them at middleweight. I went up to James Hunter because I had bigger fish to fry. James Hunter was the best of all, they said, and I wanted to be pound for pound the best. So I need to find a man who they called the pound for pound best, and I need to beat him. That was my goal.
It's just crazy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Funny
Yes,
how life works. I was speaking to Chris about, sometimes it's like a gift and a curse when you have a famous father, somebody who's been there and achieved so much in his career. And I asked him, I said, do you feel that it's more challenging for you to be able to...
Okay.
You'll stick around, won't you?
We'll get it. Come on. You good?
So I was asking him about, whether he felt it was a gift or a curse having a famous father who has achieved so much in the very sport that he's trying to achieve by these, world titles. And do you find that Chris sort of gets unnecessary slack? Because I know online, I can't post anything about Junior without sort of getting some sort of slack, like he was entitled or he wouldn't be where he is if it wasn't for his father.
Yeah, he's going to get that all the time because of how great his father was. Mm-hmm. So it's a blessing and a curse. For him, more of a curse than a blessing sometimes because people going to always put him under the radar of what his father did. So it's very difficult to escape the spotlight of your father, especially when he was as a bigger-than-life figure as Chris Eubank Sr. was. So he's going to always have that, but the good thing about Chris Jr. is he understands, he puts that aside, and he keeps trucking forward. So, and I love that.
He has that resilience about him, and he's a very nice, respectable person, so I'm just always so confused and taken aback by the unnecessary criticism. It's kind of confusing to me a bit.
Yeah, it's confusing, but, for him, it's fine. He loves it. He relishes it. And he flourishes in it. So, to me, I'm cool with it.
Roy, we got to know what's going on with you next. Now, I know in my last interview, I asked you about the Oscar De La Hoya comment where you made it clear you didn't say that you weren't calling him out. You were just responding to someone asking if you would fight Oscar De La Hoya in an exhibition, and you said...
Of course, I'll fight anybody in an exhibition. I'm not afraid to fight nobody if the money is good. I'm not here to play games and play around, but if you get the right money, what do I care? I'm not scared to fight nobody. But I wasn't looking to fight Oscar because I don't think Oscar even can make the weight class that I'm at right now. So, that wasn't my goal. I didn't say that. I think one of my ex-trainers, one of my assistants, somebody asked him, would Roy fight Oscar? He was like, Roy will fight anybody. And so they called me and asked me after he said that. I didn't go out and say it publicly because I don't really care about what they do. But when he said it, I'm like, he said it right. He know me. If they came with the right bag, we going to fight. That's who we are. So.
What do you make of him trying to get back in the ring? And not just getting back in the ring, but he was actually saying that he would take on any of the young guns.
It's kind of crazy for him. He better be smart and understand that at his age, you don't want to mess with those young guns. Some of those young guns he didn't want to mess with even when he was in his prime. So he definitely don't want to mess with some of them now. So he better be careful what he asks for because he just might get it.
What about you? So you're not looking for a fight.
I ain't mess with the young guns. I ain't mess with the old guns either. I ain't mess with nobody. I'm trying to mind my business. Then people like Glenn McCrory call me and tell me, hey, I think I can have a go at you. I think I can beat you. You can't beat me, but if you want to try, go get the money right. I'll give you that try. I'm the easiest person in the world. What's up, my brother? I'm the easiest person in the world to make a fight with. So if you want to try this, you can come get it. But, other than that, I ain't really tripping. I ain't got no beef with nobody. I love boxing. I love teaching boxing. My mind is more focused on teaching the next generation what God has gifted me with. So that's what I do. But if you want this smoke and you got the right bag to get this smoke, if you can afford to get this smoke is still available for anybody who want it. That's just what it's always going to be. That's who I am. I could probably be pushing a wheelchair, and we can get the wheelchair close enough to get this smoke off. You can get this smoke if you got the right money. If you got the right money, don't call me. I don't have time to waste.
Okay, there you go. There you have it. You know, you got to admit, though, you guys sort of set this tone. Now everybody and their mama's coming out trying to fight.
I always like to be the tone setter, the trend setter. I don't like to be the second guy. I like to be the first guy. And I'm the first guy. Me and Mike started it. Now everybody trying to do it. But don't think this is that easy. It ain't as easy as it sounds or it looks.
But you had fun getting back in the ring, didn't you?
I did. I had so much fun. I had to tell myself, look, you do not do this anymore. Get out of here. Go home. Start teaching. Go back to teaching people. Don't you do it no more. I had to talk to myself every night.
Well, look, as long as you guys enjoyed yourselves and you didn't get hurt, no one got hurt.
That's the main part. Nobody got hurt. That's the main thing.
That's the only thing, Roy. The only thing that I said about the fights is that I just don't want to see anybody get hurt. That's it. I mean, if it's safe and everyone's just enjoying themselves, so be it. But the moment someone gets hurt, it's like, all right, we got to stop this.
Exactly, and that's the bad part about it, because people have to understand that you have to have discipline in what you do. If you're going to go in with another legend, then you guys have to respect one another as legends. Don't go out there like they told us in the exhibition. Don't go out there trying to knock each other out. We're going to stop it. So they made us have to keep our word, because if had anybody tried to go for the kill shot, they would have stopped the fight. You understand, man? He was going for the kill shot to the body, which I expected, and I think he threw a few kill shots, but he don't know how to not throw kill shots. That's Mike Tyson. Everything he threw is a kill shot anyway, whether he tries to or not. So you got to know that too, and I knew that going in, so I thank God I was in the condition that I got myself in, or I would have never made it past the first round.
How did you rate his power?
Power as big as I've ever seen. I mean, he's the most powerful guy I've ever been in the ring with, to this day still. Yeah.
Last thing, just curious what your thoughts are on Floyd Mayweather getting in the ring with YouTuber Logan Paul.
Man, listen, Floyd been always a master at making money. Floyd's still a master at making money. If it's gonna make Floyd money like Floyd always makes, it hats off to him. Floyd knows.
Easy work.
Easy work for Floyd, but if you want to make money, if they're gonna make the money doing it like Floyd does, Floyd's the best professional manager, money maker I've ever seen in my life. He's so brilliant with it. So if he can do that, I mean, look at me. I got to go in the ring with Mike Tyson to get something like that to happen. But he can take a YouTube and do it, and probably going to do just as good or better numbers, because that's who Floyd is.
Well, look, y'all set some records. In that phone, somebody's just blowing you up, Roy.
Yeah, people love to talk to Roy Jones Jr. because they know I spit that knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I like too? You say it, and it almost sort of flows and rhymes at the same. It's like it sounds poetic almost.
That's what a rapper does, you know.
All right, Roy, I know it's almost dinner time. We've all been working all day long, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for doing this all over again. I appreciate you so much. Any final words?
I just want to say thank you to all the fans who have supported me throughout the years. I love what I do. I love boxing, and I'm going to keep on trying to impact this boxing world with my presence, with my excitement, with my entertainment for as long as I can. So when I find a good horse like Chris Eubank who can do the tricks that I teach, you find yourself in a good spot. So I love being here. So glad to be teaching them. Look forward to going on and doing bigger, better things with this kid.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Bye, Fight fans. Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else